now.
Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Okay. Why are people not loading?
Gotta wait for the humans to vote.
It is slow, isn't it?
Is that on my end? Let's try. Or it's because people left to rename themselves and then came back.
Don't blame us. Took me a while to come back.
That's what I do.
I'm here
Tick
now.
tock.
I can't
tick-tock,
take the blame.
tick-tock.
Why not?
Because that would be admitting I have faults, and I'm incapable of doing that.
Jeez.
Game hasn't started yet. I'm not a stoic right now. I'm me. We are live. Does anybody have any announcements this week? Amber.
Does anybody have any announcements? Amber. Yeah, so for anybody that hasn't heard, we're going to be starting a new campaign DM'd by myself. It'll be every other Tuesday, and Session 0 is going to be streamed on Tuesday the 18th. And then it'll be every other Tuesday after that.
It's like we're addicted to this hobby or something.
Only a little bit.
What?
I mean,
I don't know whatever you mean.
I was thinking about
I
it.
take offense.
There was a time where I was so starved to play D&D that I played with like some terrible groups. Like, you think Zeke is a murder hobo. I mean, there was literally a person who was like, give me that dragon scale to a merchant. And then the person said no, and they literally just pulled out their sword and stabbed him. It wasn't like an accidental, oopsie, you saw me cast a spell. It was like a plain as day, like people tried to reason with him at the table, like, dudes, there's guards watching, like at least get him after the session, or like later tonight or something. And he's like, nope, I stab him.
That sounds very similar to
say,
just casting a spell, so...
Yeah, without reading. I will say for the game Tuesday, we aren't gonna have
Foundry.
Ezekiel and
Nope.
damn it, what's
We're not gonna have Dan,
Thank you.
Danneskjold, and Azrael.
Donnie, Azrael. God damn it, my brain is not functional. We're gonna have two different players taking their spots.
New friends,
welcome
guys.
to the party. The brain's not functional.
We love it.
It's nothing new.
Well, this is true. But the time change has messed me up.
Dude, work was crazy. Like, people are dumb after a time change.
Do you know if you're gonna have a heart attack, you're more likely on the week of the time change? Because
I can feel it. I'm having chest pains right now.
Yep.
Because daylight savings time is bullshit?
Yeah.
Right?
Guys, nothing actually has changed, just your clocks.
Well, other than you have to get up an hour earlier, and
there's an old saying,
when you have a hard time going to bed, and yeah.
Only the government would think you could cut a foot off the top of a blanket, sew it on the bottom, and have a longer blanket.
Well, like, I understand the reasoning for when it was first developed. Like, that made sense, giving more daylight to farmers, but we have electricity now. We don't need that shit. And honestly, I would much rather go to work in daylight and come home in daylight than go to work at night and come home at night.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing, too, is farmers worked off of the light, so it didn't matter what time it was.
Well, it was for the kids who had school.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So that, because kids would help out before and after school, so they tried to move it to where the light lined up better with that. Anyways, that's a whole tangent. We've got a D&D game to get to. I don't think we had any other announcements, right?
Is school children.
We are
Yes.
very professional.
Who wanted to do the recap for Miss Lovely Foxish DM, the greatest DM DMing today?
No amount of praise will save you from killing.
You saved your ass at the end there. But that is DMing today. It's like, oh, Ezekiel's really gonna die.
Right? Anybody want to do it? Or I can do it.
I mean, so we came out from the basement, and almost had a panic attack because she said that there was a stair the week before, and then she said there was a ladder, and then we're like, how do you get a horse up a ladder? You don't. Well, I guess we could like manhandle her or something. Anyway, and that was freaky for the people in the inn. So then we went to the 3 places. I stayed outside of the first one because there was thieves' cant saying they didn't like the Cogonut people. So I stayed out. The party went in. They were a little bit shifty, very warrior-y type people, I'm pretty sure. And then, no, the first one was warrior-y.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah,
No,
the first one is the one where by seasoned warrior feet, the people
Yeah.
in the back were like,
Don't shake your head at me.
That was a rogues guild.
I don't know.
Getting them
I took it to mean the
confused.
thieves guild. Yeah.
They were warrior-y. Fighty. Anyway, so we got 10 gold from them, and then we went to the other place, which was like a library information place. I stayed out again, and then you guys went through this maze, and I was a little worried that you were gonna get shanked, but you didn't. And we got 15 gold from them. Then we went to the candle alley and came up with this lady who brought us to the back of a building, secret passage door. We went in. I went in this time, and oh shit, what's your character's name? Nicomund stayed out with my horse, and he was petrified. He was like trying. And ladies, men aren't allowed in and all that shit. And they also had information and stuff, and so I hired them to find information about the merchant that I'm pretty sure stole my baby horse, my foal, and we got 20 gold from them. And then I got a card with the address saying to come in the front door and no men allowed. And what's your character's name? Fuck.
Hakeem?
Hakeem made a comment about, or a joke about coming in the back door. And we got 20 gold from them. And then we went to the bazaar because we wanted to see if we can see if my foal had gone through the bazaar, which no indication. And then I'm going to go look for a puppy. And other people were doing other things. And I can't remember what those other things were. And that is where we ended the night.
I think the last thing was Derek going to visit a tailor, a local tailor.
Oh yeah. You went to the tailor's.
Yeah.
So does that mean I get inspiration?
Yes, of course. You're gonna need it. I mean,
What?
nothing.
I was about to
Who's
take
your what
another
now?
bite of soup, and then you said you're going to need it. And now I feel like it would be a bad idea to take a bite of soup.
Remember, GMs, it's always good to keep your players on your toes. So, buddies, city's up for grabs. Let's go with Fenric. What are we doing?
I'm gonna look around for a simple weapon shop and try to find a hand axe and a slingshot.
A hand axe and a slingshot. All right, well, you're in the perfect place in the bazaar. I'll give you a little bit of time to walk around. You come across this small stall with like very simple weapons. I guess they're on sale. Maybe it's almost similar to a toy shop. They don't seem to have like military grade like weapons out on sale. This one seems more like a toy shop, but you do see like a slingshot that might work for your needs.
If it's looks even passable, it's good enough.
All right. Well, I'll say it's not too expensive. So other than a slingshot, what was the other thing you wanted?
A hand axe or dagger or just literally anything I can have in my hands to maybe shank a body.
Right. Okay. Well, in that case, there is a blacksmith that you can pass by to pick that up if you want. Let me see how much it will cost you. Are you going to be doing any particular bargaining? Just simple buying.
Always. Every little coin that I can always try to save because, you know.
Well, a sling you can find for 1 silver piece, and a hand axe you can get for 5 gold.
Okay. If I can get them from the same person, I'll try to do like a bulk offer. Like if I'll buy them as a pair for 4 gold and 5 silver. Just so I can feel good about myself.
Well, there is a blacksmith. Let me pull up what he looks like.
Or just I'll try for a flat 4 gold, just for giggles.
Well, there is a blacksmith, and currently there is the clanging at the front. Somebody's working on what looks like horseshoes, and he's talking very agitatedly to his apprentice. He has like a bushy beard that goes up to like a little bit below the clavicle, and he has full leather working outfit on, and he's like sweating in what is currently, I'd say, getting close to evening time. Right at the end of the afternoon.
Okay. So I'll step inside and just kind of give them a moment, and if they don't seem like they're gonna stop their argument, then I'll just kind of catch one of their attention with a little.
When you do your little cough, the older, clearly guy that was scolding the other one turns around and says, "Ah, sorry, a visitor. Welcome, welcome. We did not see you there. This is my apprentice. He is useless. Take a look around. Feel free. We have a fair selection of weapons. Finest quality in the city, of course, and we offer a fair price."
Of course. My name is Fenric. I'm just looking for something quick and easy, a little hand axe and a slingshot.
I see. Perfect for your stature, of course, my friend. Let me find. Yes, this will do. And he gives you a nice little polished, maybe a little darker wood instead of like a light oak. Very well crafted, simple, but solid. Okay. So this will be for 1 silver piece, 2 silver pieces. No, what did I say? 1 silver piece?
4 gold for the hand axe and 1 silver piece for the slingshot.
And then he says, and the hand axe, I have a selection of a few. You have, there's a couple one that is like more ornate that he offers you for like 10 gold pieces. Hey, quest acceptance here.
Hey.
Nice.
With friends.
Welcome to the party.
Hello.
And friends. Bless up. Welcome. We're doing shopping again.
We're doing shopping again.
We're going shopping.
But yes, he offers you a variety of hand axes for your choosing. You want to go for the cheapest or the most expensive?
I'll look for just a nice middle of the range one. It doesn't have to be super fancy, but I don't want just like a half broken handle with a bit of metal on top.
We can do something with that. All right, so that would be 5 gold pieces.
Yeah, just a nice rugged hand axe.
All right. I put those both on your sheet.
Okay.
He says,
"Can you put a barrel on my sheet from last week?"
Yep, sure.
And 2 water skins on mine.
All right. Anything else while I'm at it?
Sorry. I forgot about those.
I need a +5 Holy Avenger sword.
Oh yeah, it's made of wood and straw, and
And
some
it's
child
cursed.
painted it. And
Here,
it
I'll give
flops a
you
little
this
bit.
stick. I'll give you this stick, and I'll minor illusion it so it looks fancy.
Perfect.
It's just what the doctor asked for. Alright, Ariane, you should have it. Nicomund. Water skins. I think you can change the quantity to 2. Alright. Fenric, the guy clearly greets you as you leave. Sends you on your way, words I can.
So, do you want me to roll for persuasion check to go down to 4 gold? Because I
You
was
can try.
I was gonna try to haggle. That I did bring that
You
up.
may try. Go ahead and try.
Okay. Persuasion, persuasion, persuasion. There we are. I get advantage with a
Oh, nice.
23 total.
You see, he kind of rubs his chin a little bit and he says, "You seem like a good person. Of course, 4 gold makes sense. As long as you tell any friends to come to the blacksmith. We have quality
Of course,
goods."
of course. I have several people who may want to stop by. If I happen to, well, if we happen to do some more shopping, I will bring them by.
Please come back at any time. You can add 1 more gold to your sheet as a saving.
Nice.
Bazaar is heading towards evening. You see a lot of people are sort of sitting down having little glasses of this really nice looking tea, and there's a smell of cooking pastries in the air as you wander through the bazaar.
Yeah, after I do that, I'm going to just look around and see if there's any sort of little trinkets and things that I may be able to pick up and then resell.
Okay. Go ahead, roll me perception or investigation, however you want to do this.
Do investigation, because I think I'm better at that. With a 21?
21. I'd say you can find about maybe 4 or 5 pieces of odds and ends that you could perhaps, with a little bit of polish, a little bit of work, sell into something better.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and pick up whatever things happen to catch my eye, and then spend a couple minutes in an alley just getting things cleaned up with like prestidigitation and making it look nice and clean before going back into the bazaar to sell it all again.
All right. I'll say you take a little bit of time to do that. In the meantime, let's head on over to one of the others. Who wants to go next?
I mean, I'm looking for a puppy.
Great. And I believe, Fenric, you mentioned you wanted to help Arian with that. So as you're you spend a little bit of time gathering your materials, sort of walking around thinking who best to start selling to. You see Arian is sort of wandering around, also looking similarly focused and searching.
Yeah, I'll walk over and just do a little. Hey, have you found what you're looking for yet?
I'm currently in the process of finding an animal vendor.
Animal vendor.
Yes, I'm looking for a puppy.
Interesting. And oh yeah, I'll go with you. Yeah. Brain went sideways.
I would appreciate that, my friend. I am not good with people.
It is all right. I happen to be a little bit more familiar with wheeling and dealing, shall we say.
I'm not actually too bad with people. I'm just, yeah.
friendly.
I'm more intimidating than friendly, but yeah.
It's nicer to have them on the end of a stick rather than on the end of a business deal.
Right?
Well,
But
I'd
yeah.
say after maybe like 10-15 minutes of wandering, you do notice a store that rather than the usual, like it's near the horse bazaar, but instead of selling like the larger scale animals, they have a couple of chickens, they have a couple of dogs, some rabbits, some birds. It's like they go into slightly more variety. Does seem like they've fallen into harder times though.
So I'm looking specifically for like a mastiffy, desert version of a mastiffy dog. Like a puppy that I can train up and like train to be a war dog.
I'll say roll me a percentile die, and then if you look at the bottom of your dice tray, they'll see a D100 right at the end.
Oh yeah, no, I
Okay, there's a fairly good chance you see a couple of types of dogs. Some are more sickly looking, they've been there a while, and it takes you a little bit of time, and you notice the shopkeeper that you're talking with, he sort of guesses an idea of what you might be looking for. He sort of pulls out a crate from behind, and in it you see, in a slightly too small cage, is a little mastiff puppy, maybe about 6 months of age.
like 6 months would be like a
Whatever the approximate dog size is, there is a cage that he wheels out.
So is it a male or a female?
It's a female puppy.
Female. Does she have a name yet? Or is she still deciding?
No, we leave the name for the purchaser to decide. We simply feed them and protect them. Look, she is in rather healthy condition.
Could I take a look at her? I want to be able to hands-on inspect her and see her temperament.
Sure. Go ahead, roll me like a animal handling or perception, however you want to investigate.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay. With your inspiration?
Yep.
Good
That's
use.
This is all
See,
just to get the hands on the puppy because puppy flips.
At your first attempt to reach out, you see she's kind of scared and she nips at you in like warning. But then after a second, she just sort of watches carefully, and at your patience, she lets you sort of handle her after sniffing your arm, sort of seeing your vibes.
Yeah, give her a little piece of meat.
Yeah. She seems to be in a fairly healthy condition. She has been in a little bit cramped area for a little bit too long, so there's a little bit of, you can definitely say a little bit of maltreatment, but with some time, some love and care, you think she seems fairly sweet. But also,
Okay.
she's got that. She's open to strangers, but also
A
protected.
little scrappy.
Yeah. A little tough,
Yeah.
tough little pupper.
Alright. How much for this little one? She's a little bit on the underfed. And being in the cage, she hasn't had a chance to exercise the muscles to develop the muscle mass.
And Fenric will be there with her just after giving her a moment to pick up and inspect the puppy. He's not doing anything special. He's just going in to pet the puppy.
There's a couple of others that like up in your attention. There's one little Dashin. Yes, I like them. That's there. He said, "Well, it's not malnourished. I mean, how about this? I give you for 80 gold pieces."
80 as in 80?
80 gold is steep, my friend.
Well, times are
I mean,
hard. A
yes,
good,
times are hard
secure
indeed.
friend.
Imagine
A
our
good, secure
wallets.
friend is
They cry.
important. Imagine my wallets. But they have no tears left.
I know, my friend, but you have this fine store and this great bazaar and this Surely you have other business. We just arrived here and we are hard on our luck. We need to this puppy to help us, but 80 gold, very very steep.
It will be persuasion. And if you want to assist in some way, Orion, you're welcome to.
I
Glare
do
at him
generically
with
have
shoulder.
advantage on my persuasion checks for making barters.
Okey-dokey.
I mean, the last
22.
fully grown
Wow.
mastiff that I had cost me 30 gold. Fully trained. And you want 80 gold for a puppy that still needs training.
You get the sense that with your tradesman of Fars, thing that he's definitely trying to fleece you at least a little bit. It makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
First, right at the start, you start high, you know? He
Mhm.
senses you're a little bit more canny, and he sort of leans into it, and he says, all right. Let's say 45.
45.
She is of good breeding. That I can assure you. She has seen a little bit of tough time, but she'll bounce back once the war is over.
Yes, but this is not for when the war is over. This is for now. She will take some help to get up back to her prime healthy condition. Yes.
And training. She is not trained yet. She's still a puppy. We shouldn't be paying full price, top dollar for a puppy. You're asking more than most full-grown trained
Go ahead
adults.
and roll me intimidation.
Can I
Bonus
drop my
damage.
mask?
Sure.
Sweet, because then I get advantage. 22.
Nice.
Ooh, 22. That's a good one. Matching sort of Fenric's. Fenric is the sort of carrot, and you're the stick. Good cop, bad cop vibes, and you see he sort of sees your disposition and how you dress, and he sort of, yes. I'm sure we can discuss something. Oh, say 30 is fair price, yes, for puppy, but also because it is expensive times.
Mm. Can you throw in a little bit of food for the puppy, and then that would be a good deal?
Of course, I will give you, say, 10 days worth of feed, yeah?
Good enough. I will take the collar and leash as well.
Of course, yes. Let me just find it for you. You manage to slowly wear him down, and he opens the cage and he hands sort of makeshift leash. Yes, you can pet that dog.
Pet that dog!
I want to pet that dog. I want to pet that dog.
Well, he
Oh
passes her
man,
up to
that
you.
is one of the best frickin'...
It is.
Yeah, I love the voice on that kid.
That dog.
Dog.
Yeah. Awesome. I am happy to have my Mastiff puppy. And
She's
it's a
kind of-
female. I'm not going to say anything until we're gone, but I am very excited it's a female.
There's potential.
Exactly, I can breed her.
The one
We're
that
speaking
started
of
it
dog.
all.
Yeah.
Well, let's hop on over to Hakeem. There's our dusty little monk wandering.
I am looking for a. I am looking for a potion vendor or an alchemist.
A potion vendor. Let's see. How do you go about looking for this? Are you just wandering, spotting it? Are you asking people?
I'll kind of wander because I'm also trying to find where the slave market is, but I'm not going to be asking since I'm kind of dressed in rags.
Okay. Alright.
Just kind of wandering around, listening in, peeking in. You know, I assume they're like tents and different type or in storefronts and things.
You can give me your perception, or if you want to do it subtly, I'd say you can try stealth.
I wouldn't say it's subtle, as in more of just he's not going out of his way to engage people. So I'll go perception. 24. It's pretty good.
Ooh,
It's good.
24. It's good.
He's good. Ita.
Let's see what you find out. The GM is loading. Please hold. Well, as you're wandering, you see sort of there are some interesting people that are wandering around. You see once in a while certain people with hoods on and masks up that seem to be carrying falcons. You spot one or two which seem pretty interesting, as in they have falcons for pets, but they seem to be moving quietly and cautiously. You spot a tailor shop, a jewelry shop, a couple of others, and as you head sort of into the more questionable area of the bazaar, the quieter area of the bazaar, you do see certain, I wouldn't say outright slave markets. You do see people congregating and they're sort of talking to each other, but they're kind of huddled near buildings where the entrances seem to be guarded by a couple of at least burly men. And you manage to spot like a door opening, and at some point you do see people sitting inside that are sort of bound and chained. But the entrances to these, you do see patrols once in a while of step raiders on horses sort of walking nearby these areas. 24.
Got it. Okay. Not trying to do anything overt, so I think I'd just for now kind of mentally notate that location for later.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that stands out about the building?
I would say it's sort of like a general building, but you can notate its location. Just I'll put a marker for you. I'd say it's somewhere around here. Closer to the end of the bazaar.
Okay. After I kind of find that, then I'm gonna start just find somebody. Hello, I am looking for potions.
Potions, like healing elixirs and the sort. Yes, the medicine
Yes.
man.
Yes, medicine man.
Oh, medicine. You could probably try some of the fortune tellers. They are the ones who keep strange liquids, but well, I guess it depends on what kind you're searching for. There's one right there, and he points you in the direction of what looks like it's seen a lot of wear and tear. It once looked nice, of what looks like a fortune teller's tent that you see.
I'll
Curtains.
go approach the fortune teller's tent.
Right. Inside, once you open the door, you see there's a woman with like a veil and a hijab that she's wearing, and the only thing you can see are her eyes. And it's really quite dim. There's candles all around, and you see her stirring a little tea in her cup as she waits for you to enter. She says, "Welcome. How can I be of service?"
Hello, I was looking to have this potion identified. I'll pull the clear liquid that I got in the basement of the place. The well. There we go.
She says, I do not know much of potions, but interesting. These markings are fairly simple. This is holy markings. I would assume this is holy water. May I open it?
Da.
She opens you. She takes like a little sniff. She says, "Yep, certainly seems like holy water. It's not uncommon to see."
I'll thank her, and I will toss her. How much money do I have? Where's my character sheet? That's
1 copper.
I'll toss her 1 copper. No, I'll toss her.
No, I'm saying, yeah.
I'll toss her a silver, which would mean I have.
That is rather exorbitant. You are generous. Thank you.
With the other.
Although if you are, yes.
What other services do you provide?
Well, I can read your fortune, good sir, or there are more discreet types of information we deal with. All depends on what you're looking for.
How much is information?
You see, she sort of takes that silver coin, she puts it down, she sort of spins it for a little bit. Depends on type of information. First ask your question, then only I may consult with the higher powers of the world.
I'm looking for person who sent assassin after man in Isfahan.
She. Interesting. You do not seem the kind to mingle with those of such importance as to be targeted by those assassins. Searching for information, you say, that would be difficult. I can tell you this much for the price of 2 gold pieces. It is not specific information, definitely not to the man, but tell you about current whispers on the street regarding such conspicuous killer types.
I'll put 2 gold on the table.
You sort of raise your sleeve over it, picking it up. Well, there were a group of Hashashin that were infamous. They were quite notorious. Gained too much popularity for it. And the people feared them, the assassins of Alamut, the Eagle's Nest. They were led by this man called Hassan Sabah. You might have heard of him. But it's been decades now since all of them had their little drama, and they are long gone. It's quiet now. The only threat now is, the invasion.
As courtesy, I will tell you I killed assassin in Isfahan about a month ago.
Well, assassins are many, but perhaps the ones I was referring to, they were organized, they had a cause. Killers for hire, I'm sure, can be found any other place. There are many who claim to be Hashashi, but are simply mercenaries.
Yes, this one was sloppy.
If you survived, you must have some skill.
Yeah, I got lucky. How much for fortune?
For fortune? 2 silver pieces.
I'll give her 2 silver. Because I'm
I'm
curious
taking
now.
down all that money.
I am.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
doing it as we go.
All right. Well, I have several methods. Would you prefer the cards, the tea, or I could read your palm?
Ooh. I think he would offer out his palms.
Okay. You see, she very clinically, very gently looks at your palm, sort of angles it a little bit in the light, and she goes, You are tangled up with greater things than at this moment you realize, I think. I see that you will have struggles, yes. Triumphs, perhaps new friends. But there's something else. This line, it means you will have interactions with the Al-Gaib. Have you heard of that? I'm not talking about the children's fairy tales magic. Is what I mean, the work of jinn and the such. It says right here that you will be caught up in the machinations of the realm that cannot be seen. I would be very careful, my friend. Does not do it to treat it lightly. Are there any other questions you might be interested in?
No, I've learned a lot. Thank you.
Then have a merry day.
I'll quietly exit and just, I guess, spend some time walking around looking for cheap knickknacks.
All right, Mr. Let's roll perception investigation. See how many you find.
Perception or investigation? We'll do perception because we're better.
While he's doing that, next person, Derek, Nicomund. You guys have whole wide city. Is there any places you want to explore?
Well, Nicomund will be working on his. Oh, that's not right. Nicomund will be working on his little carving horse. Trying to get that to work.
Carving horse. Okay. Hakeem with a 12. You try to look, but in the particular area that you're in right now, you find maybe like 2 pieces that will require a fairly decent amount of work before you can maybe exchange it for a decent price. Nicomund, where are you working on your horse? Because at the moment, with everybody sort of scattered, you're in the middle of the bazaar. Do you find a seat?
I'm just working on carving it. Just kind of hanging back, leaning up against a tent or something. Working on my horse. When Nicomund smells the pastries you mentioned earlier, is entranced, and he feels
There
like pulled towards the pastry tent or wherever's making them.
You're working quite diligently, and it's starting to take shape. Sort of getting the hold of it with this new tools that you have. It's certainly a lot easier. And you smell the scent of honey that's been baked, and you look over and you see like a tray of these flaky pastries and crumbled and what looks like green nuts on top, and they smell really decadent. And you see a couple of kids, like street kids, are also just there sort of looking at the vendor as they're like cutting out this large tray to small like diamond shaped pieces.
Are the kids right in the tent, or are they hanging back?
Well, they're hanging back. It's more of like a cart vendor seller.
Okay.
Instead of a tent. They're sort of like watching from a distance. You see some of them sort of licking their lips as they're just watching.
All right, Nicomund will go right up, kind of like lean awkwardly over and go, "What is that?"
Oh, greetings. You see sort of like a mousy little man. He says, This is a baklava, my friends. Dessert. Very, very tasty. I managed to scrounge up some resources. Would you like a piece?
Sure. Can I trade you?
Trade? What do you have for trade?
And I hold up my horse. I say, here, I'll trade you this for a bunch of your bakulab.
Baklava. A horse. Well, it would get you a small piece. Why not? I do have children. It's fairly decently carved as well. Are you an apprentice?
No, just bored.
Well, here, let me get some for you. And he takes like a little bit of wax cloth. He wraps up a smaller piece, one of the ones on the edges. And he gives it to you and says, please enjoy.
Thank you. And I'm going to walk away, and I'm just going to kind of mean mug the kids as I walk away with my treat.
You see the kids sort of like stomp in frustration as watching it. They go, oh, come on.
And I eat it.
It's flaky, it's buttery, it's got that crisp sweetness from the honey, and then there's also the crunch of the nuts. It's really good. Making myself hungry.
Then as I'm eating my treat, I'll both look for a new piece of wood to start carving, just trash on the ground, and I'll look for the rest of the group, seeing if they're gathering, moving past.
All right. You see what looks like a broken piece of a board of a house, so it's more flatter. I'd give it like a fairly 30 centimeters by maybe 20 centimeter size. It's kind of broken up at the edge, so it's not like a perfect rectangle, but you do find something like that.
All right, I'll pick it up, keep it, and then I'll just wait to see any of the group walking by and link up with them.
All right. As you're walking by, I say you'd see Ariun and Fenric sort of making their way back, and a little puppy that's like sort of stumbling after them.
I'll just join up with them and go, you know, you got something following you.
Of course. Isn't it adorable?
Is it adorable?
Yes, this is my new puppy. She is going to be my new companion. At the moment,
Again?
she's a little timid, but hopefully she will gain some aggression with some encouragement.
Yes, of
Don't
course.
you already
You're
have a
big and
companion?
Strong, fierce.
Well, I have a horse that I ride. I'm going to train her to be a war dog. Hopefully. It depends on how her temperament ends up being. Also, 6
Nicomund
months
doesn't
old
see
is
the
almost
difference.
full grown. Almost. A couple of months before. She's probably like 60 pounds. 50, 60 pounds.
Yeah.
All right, well, Nicomund will join them and go wherever we're going.
She doesn't have a name yet. I'm waiting to see what she thinks her name should be.
How so?
Well, her spirit and her energy will tell me, and then she will gain a name based on who she is. Just like
The puppy
Shiro.
sort of goes up to Nicomund's boots and starts biting at it.
Stop it. Stop it.
Perhaps she will
Boots.
have some
She's a
spirits
boots?
after all. I would take out a piece of meat and basically give her the command to come and lead her over to me. And then as she comes in front of me, I'll step into her to get her to sit and then give her the piece.
You slowly start sort of training her right off the bat. She's sort of very puppy-like, lots of energy, kind of half gets it, mostly just interested in the food. But she
That's the point.
seems fairly sweet. As the three of them wander, Derek, what's cooking?
Derek wants to find a place to get changed.
Changed?
Yes.
How changed?
He wants to change out of his traveler's clothes into his fine clothing.
Ah, well, In that case, you could find like a sort of cafe, or honestly, the tailor shop. You could probably do a little quick change if you want. Depends on how private you want it to be.
The tailor shop would feel a bit awkward since like I left, and then just come back and be like, I'm just gonna borrow the change room for a second. Oh, you find like a cafe where you can get like a little secluded area to kind of quickly change. And
Describe your clothes
then
for us. What fine clothes are you shifting into?
so what he's changing out of? It's more like just like that tougher like leather wear for the road. What he's going into is where is it? It's a long like the tunic he wears like kind of goes down to about knee length with like full length sleeves. It's very fine, like a rich. Let's go with the picture. That rich like red silk type clothing that may or may not be silk. I don't know because I'm not a tailor myself. But it's got that very like ostentatious look to it. The embroidery along the hems and like the pattern going through like the blue vest that goes over it is switching between like a gold and silver thread. Overall, just makes him like really look like a rich snob.
Indeed, it does. Surrounded by gold thread and silver in the middle of a dusty ass street where people are starving for glory. It's a great idea. Well, where would you like to go once you've changed into your fancy threads?
I forget the title you gave him, but the governor's house?
Okay, sure.
By yourself?
Oh.
You just gonna go?
All right.
It's a very brazen man.
All right.
All right, I'll put your
And
tokens.
y'all are worried I'm the Chaos Kitty.
Chaos Kitty.
Worried. This is already confirmed. This-
Apparently, he's doing payback.
Oh boy.
I would
Since we
never.
split the party, I am putting your individual tokens up there. All right. For you, Derek, as you head further north towards the governor's mansion, let me do a little revelation. Do the thing. Do the thing. Alright, you head up to a more secure part. Do you ask for directions on the street, or you just sort of...
Well, the directions I got from the tailor shop was that they were looking up in the northeast corner of the town. I kind of just assume my way as I work my way up there, kind of backtracking, because it's still like middle of the day right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it should be fairly easy.
It's approaching evening. More,
Okay.
I'd say like 4 p.m.
Still fairly easy enough to navigate just by position of the sun. He's not in any rush to get there, but just makes his way with a vague idea of where he's going.
All right. The closer you get towards what looks like a greater, more secure portion of the city, you notice the buildings here are more held together, less rubble, and especially in the distance you see what looks like there is a sort of low stone wall that sort of barricades this part of the city, the rest of it, and you see it's like a small, I don't want to say mansion,
Here, Lola.
sort of like in between like a keep and a mansion. There's a couple of side houses nearby, but here you see there are people and soldiers that are fully armored, and they're patrolling like the streets right in front. and they seem to be alert. You see there's a heavy military presence here.
Okay. So I'll walk up to one of the groups of soldiers in, I'm gonna say, rather like a flamboyant manner. Like, think, um, think Jack Sparrow type flamboyancy.
Okay. That always ended well for him, Jack Sparrow.
Yes, it did.
Sort of ready. Yeah. You see, at your approach, they grab their glaives, the two soldiers, and there's a couple that are sort of eating in the background. They were sort of chilling, and they sort of look to you, clearly paying attention. State your business.
My friends. I'm just here to offer services. You may, I don't know if you have heard of me, but I am sure that the governor has. I go by the name of Derek. People know me as the Venetian Tailor. I humbly just come to offer my services, as I have been through your fair city here, and I have found the services here wanting.
See the guards sort of look at each other, look through a couple of guys in the back. The governor has not told us to expect you.
I would assume he hasn't. I've only just arrived. But even the guards at the gate understood that the governor has certain needs that need to be tended to, that it's so hard to... Perhaps this is not the best time to do it. Should I come back when he's maybe more accommodating? I also don't want to put you out at all, because I'm sure if word got back to the governor that I am here and I was turned away by his faithful servants, that he would be appreciative. No, that's. I apologize. This language is so difficult for me.
Go ahead, roll me deception, persuasion, whatever it is you're trying to do. Oh, buddy! Oh, fuck. Can you see the roll that I rolled? Or is it...
Yeah.
Sorry. That was
You
a
don't-
nat 20.
You don't have to do anything for a nat 20. You just go off the number. That is a thing.
I know.
Would you?
I'll see how I feel.
I mean, on skill checks, nat 20s are not auto successes. Technically
I was
speaking.
rolling against him, technically speaking.
That's what I
Okay.
mean. Like, they don't. Yeah.
That is true. You did roll a 27.
Yeah.
You go off to quite a good start. Like, the guards are paying attention. They are giving you the time of day. You see that the attire and the way you present yourself is a good thing that you changed out, because now they take you more seriously. You, at the subtle mention that the guards at the front sort of let you through, you notice kind of a twitch in the facial expressions of one of them, but then you sort of manage to verbal vomit your way all over them, as you mentioned that maybe your grasp of the language isn't the best, and they sort of pay attention to you. They say, we cannot let you in unless you've received prior permission, but perhaps if you have a card or a letter, we can take you to one of the lieutenants and they can pass the message up. Do you have a summons, maybe? Or to arrange an appointment?
I will be staying in town. If I, of course, will be more than happy to await the governor at his convenience. I do not necessarily need to get in and see him today. And he pulls out a piece of paper and a pen, and writes with, dramatic flourishes and just very verbose. Just be like, actually, above the table. Did we ever decide where we're staying?
I don't. Although that's not necessarily true, because you told the horse people that they were looking out, and you told them an inn, or you told them something. You told them to reach you
to look for
somewhere.
the Venetian tailor.
Yes,
Right.
I don't think we ever
Then
established
never
it.
mind. We didn't.
Okay.
No, we were arguing between Bugs, Fancy, and mid-grade, and I think the idea was mid-grade.
I
But
think what's going to
I
happen
think
is that
Steve-
some of us are going to stay at the fancy place. Some of us are going to go to the more reasonable accommodations.
and none of us know where the others are.
Yeah, this is great.
He-
Never
Frickin'
split the
Derek
party.
just walked off. What are we? Session 3? Session 4?
Oh yeah.
I don't know how
Yeah.
long you guys are gonna
Yeah.
last, but I'll give it 20 minutes.
So yeah, it writes out the information. Just name that I'm. The Venetian tailor is the title. Hands it to the guard, and they kind of like tucks it into like the collar of his armor and says, "Now as I said, I will await the governor at his pleasure. However, I'm still very new to this town, and the accommodations I first received when I entered were deplorable. Do you have any recommendation for some place where one could live comfortably for an unforeseen amount of time?"
Oh, yes. You see, he's sort of flustered by where you tucked the thing into his shirt. He sort of goes, you should try the Golden Quarters, sir. They have reasonable accommodations.
It's not too
And
expensive,
comfort.
is it? Unfortunately, I spent so much of my spending money paying for less than honest transportation. I'm sure you understand when people are trying to cross the deserts, you get what you can take.
Well, in that case, perhaps not the Golden Quarter. You could try the Doguran Chasm, the Living Cauldron. That is more of an affordable one. Although
I
if
think
you're
I've
really desperate, you could try the Hammam. Misty Lake, that's where the refugees go.
my friend. Even without money, I still have standards. And I turn around and point this out. It's like, I've heard of the Dogoran Kazan. It's this way, right? Just pointing south.
No, he points west. That way, good sir. Straight down, all the way. Right before the end of the wall. You can't miss it.
I do thank you for your time and your patience. As I said, I find your language sometimes it's challenging. And I'll just
You do
pull.
quite a good attempt, to be fair.
I do try. When you know as many languages as I do, sometimes they get mixed in. I pull 2 gold out and just kind of like put it in his hand. It's like, thank you for your time. And I'll turn and walk off.
You see, the moment you walk off, you kind of hear the other guy kind of clapping him on the back. The sort of bro shit going on. But yes, you have learned what you need to learn.
I just wanted to point out, if I mentioned 3 times that I entered a city with its gates closed to the guards at a royal palace, my character would be thrown in jail so quickly.
Listen, he rolled a 27, and I'm feeling generous right now. So, take it or leave it?
Not only can I walk the walk, but I can talk the talk.
Yeah, and he flirted with my guard. So I'll allow it.
That tongue's got all sorts of uses.
Jesus. Okay.
I mean, he is
Goddamn
well.
Venetian.
He's not Italian. He's not Italian.
Well, the sort of sun is setting. You see people are sort of heading into dinner. Hakeem, you're sort of on your own. The 3 of you guys, Arun, Fenric, Nicomund, are sort of staring at each other as people start to turn in for dinner. And you're on your own, Derek. Are you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I would be looking for Hakeem.
Nicomund would say, we
once
should
we're
find the
done, then I
Russian.
would be looking for Hakim.
Well, we
And
have.
Nicomund-
After a little bit of
Wait, no, we have Nicomund. Yeah.
One will be giving the bad dog a wide berth.
all right, give it a little bit of time. You sort of eventually see sort of Hakim sort of stumbling around.
I don't stumble. I'm
Gracefully.
dexterous.
Sorry, sort of floating around across the sand
On bare
in
feet.
his
On
terrible,
bare
terrible
feet.
clothing.
Yeah.
And after I
Ah,
left the guards, I like once I was outside them, I kind of like hang a left and head back down towards the market where I knew I left everybody.
Okay.
Hakim, we've lost. We're currently searching for Derek, and there's too many people, and I don't know where he is, and he's probably dead.
Well, can't worry about those who don't take care of themselves. He'll either show up or he won't.
That's true, but I feel more comfortable with somebody that is good at talking to all of these people. I'm getting intimidated again, and I really want to go to bed.
We can go to inn and maybe Derek will turn up.
No bugs.
No bugs, but good deal.
Okay.
Nicomund is trying to catch Hakim's attention with his eyes, and he's trying to kind of point with his eyes at the dog, like, look what these idiots did.
Oh, very cute dog. Can I pet?
And
Here,
Nicomund throws
you
his
might
hands
want
up.
to do it with some meat. Here, I will kind of get her to sit by like, right, little piece of meat, give it to her, and then I will like hold her, give him a piece of meat, and then he can come up to her.
I'll very slowly approach, kind of hold out the meat with like an open palm so she can just kind of, young dog doesn't nip my fingers when she takes it from my hand. And then
She gobbles, slobbers all over you. She sort of goes up like meat or
Well,
meat.
try to scratch her behind the ear. A little secret spot behind the ear that dogs love.
She sort of melts.
He's good dog. I like. Good find.
Yes. I want her to like us. So that's why we're going to do meat. And then nobody else is allowed to give her meat. So then she doesn't like the other people.
Pavlov. We love him.
I like it.
Yeah. And basically the way I would be doing that is anytime one of us gives her like some treat or whatever, I'm going to make her sit and have them approach and kind of just contain her. And then if anybody else approaches, I'm going to have her up and like hold her back so that she wants to like, which is what they do with guard dogs.
Yep.
It is an actual training thing.
Trust your expertise. I don't know much about it. Let me do say, as Hakim, you reunite with them. Derek, as you're heading down southwards past the Grand Mosque, I'd say about here, you pass by what looks like another patrol, but these ones seem to be sort of more foot soldiers. They're sort of walking by, and there's a guard captain that looks a little bit harried, and he's sort of shouting at his crew. And you are able to overhear something about him saying, we sent a whole squadron to find one guy? How could we not even catch this one guy? And then you sort of continue walking as the soldiers sort of seem to be agitated, shouting at each other.
I'm debating whether I want to just kind of like follow them.
I bet his name was Zeke.
They said he shot a psychic lance from the forehead in the middle of the... Got killed right away.
Murk somebody.
God,
right
you're
in the
never going to live
bazaar.
that down, man.
No, I'm
I think
not.
out of everything, that might be the stupidest.
That's up there. That's
Mhm.
pretty good.
I mean,
Between that and we could just kill him.
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
opening the
We can
door
go to-
and then being ripped apart by manticores was pretty epic too. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
but I think these just went out for the sheer number of enemies we might have to potentially deal with. Like the manticores was one thing,
What's this we?
which was hilarious.
I'm going invisible and getting the fuck out of there.
so getting back on track, I am gonna actually kind of turn around and follow the guards, trying to be somewhat discreet as I tag along, see if I can, hear any more information about what they're talking about.
All right. Roll me a stealth. And as for the rest of you guys, what are you doing? As the market stalls seem to be headed down for the night, I'd say it's 5, 6 o'clock. People are moving on to dinner time.
So
Those little...
the droopy candle was the cheap one, right? And then the Dogaron Kazan Inn was the like middle one. And then the Golden Quarter was like the Ritz.
Yep.
Yeah, the one that we came out of, that one was a mid-grade one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
was the
That's the
Dogaron.
Dogaron.
Oh, that's
yeah.
the Dogaron.
Yep.
I mean, personally, I would probably lean towards the Dogaron because I've already been there, so I kind of am more comfortable.
Mhm.
Trying to interact with more new people, not my jam.
Yeah.
Girly Pop's got social anxiety, we stand.
With those little trinkets that I got earlier to try to just pick up and resell, do I still have those, or did I like sell those or anything already?
I would say you still have them. You haven't had the chance to sell. But if you want to do it right now, you could.
Yeah, I'd like to just offload them. I don't need to hold on to them.
All right. Go ahead, roll me. What do you want to use for selling? Charisma, persuasion, perception?
Persuasion.
Okay.
Persuasion would be my best.
All right. Go ahead and roll, and I'll tell you how
Insight.
much you
Okay.
get.
With a 25 total.
You managed to get a solid, 5 gold pieces in, small change for the amount of stuff that you managed to
Nice.
gather. Yep. As for Derek, as you sort of do an about turn and follow these guards, you notice some of them are holding. One of them is holding paper, what seems to be an order sort of printed in those thick military parchment style things. And they sort of seem to be talking about someone they refer to as Avicenna and how they haven't been able to capture him. And you sort of get the feeling they keep talking about how can we not capture this one old man? He was right there. And then someone said, there was smoke, okay? I lost him. He was right there and then I couldn't see, and I'll try harder next time.
Is he gonna cry?
Yeah. He's a little kid, the one that is on the verge of tears. You see he's sort of the cap doesn't fit, spear's a little too tall for him, and things
He's
sort
a
of hang
snotty.
loose. Yeah. He's a little greeny.
Okay. I am gonna ask for a favor. Can you create a journal so I can write notes in?
Oh, yes, I can. That's the one thing I forgot to do. I don't know if you guys can edit it. I'll make this Derek's.
If you give
Sure.
ownership to the person, then yeah.
Got it. While I do that, entertain yourselves for 2 seconds.
Nicomund,
Yes.
how did you come to desert with no water skill?
Nicomund would just think for a second and just go, magic. No, really, I don't know how I got here.
What is the last thing you remember?
We were raiding a village, and we were burning, pillaging, and doing more. And then, poof, desert.
Where was village?
Do you know the Bulgars?
Do I know the Bulgars?
If you, I don't know how much of you remember of being a Russian, but it's east of the Russian, west of the Great Horde, right at the end of the Volga River.
I from small tribe in mountains. Don't know much.
Close enough. I have water skins now, so I'm good.
Which we should.
I don't.
Or we did fill them. I think we did fill them.
Yeah, we found a well.
Yeah, and I
I
gave
don't actually have
my
any
horse
food. Though.
water too. I have food. We're also gonna go to an inn.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll get dinner.
We could go.
Shall we go now?
We could go to the inn.
Yeah.
The one with the.
I mean, I'm.
Living cauldron.
Yes. Hopefully Derek's not dead and he'll show up there.
I'll guide the way back to the Living Cauldron Inn. Because I took notes, so I know that that's what the name translates to. I'm just proud of myself
so
for
proud of
writing it.
you.
I wrote it down. It's crazy.
A while. All right. Well, you sort of start making your way back to Dogra and Kazan. I will say eventually you get there. Derek, are you actively looking for the rest of the party or just heading straight back to the...
Once I found, like, the information I got, satisfied my curiosity enough, I'd start working back and figure I'd probably start working more towards the west, assuming that they would start heading back to the to one of the inns. So hoping to kind of like run into them along the way.
Right. You guys sort of meet up closer towards the Golden Quarters over here. Right before you enter the Dogra and Kazan, right as the sun sets.
Whee!
Nice.
You see, upon your entrance, the guy that was manning when you earlier came in, the young man is no longer to be seen, but the elder lady is still there. Older lady.
Hello, I know good story. I tell you, okay? There was man. He borrowed cauldron. Next day he returned cauldron. Then he borrowed cauldron again and not give it back. And then man said, "What's better? What's better lie? That the cauldron give birth or cauldron mine?" It's a very bad retelling of the story from the day before.
I know. You see, she sort of looks at you with this, "Oh, he's trying." Sort of look.
I believe it was
she's...
like a. It had babies.
Yes, gave babies.
Yes, it did. Tell you what, that's perfect. Welcome. Would you like a room, dinner? Just for that, I'll give you a discount.
Could I get stables for Shirun?
Yes, we have. Well, it passes for stables, but we'll have nice land. Take care of them.
And hay and all of that.
All of
Beautiful.
that stuff.
I would definitely. How much is a room and dinner?
Well, two
Well, and how many
silver
rooms do you have?
Oh, I would say we have about 3 or 4 rooms still available tonight. 2 silver piece a night with supper is what we usually do. You said.
And if we share a room?
Aslan, yes?
Yes.
I can give you
I-
maybe one night free.
I'm the one that. Ooh. You are very nice. I like you.
Thank you.
Nicomund will say, "And can you stable my horse?" And I'll point to Boots the dog.
This is not Boots, and the dog does not go in a stable. She curls up in bed with me, and I'm training her. And please stop calling her Boots. She has not decided on her name yet.
As long as she does not make a big mess, she's fine to go to the room with you.
I'm training her. If she makes a mess, I'll clean it. And yes,
That is
I
all
will
we
make
ask.
sure that she goes out regularly.
How about this? 2 silver piece a night for the room. Can say supper for you lot. If there's not enough, you can always order more. Will 2 rooms suffice? Or would you require 3?
There's 5 of us.
I can sleep on floor. I'm used to it.
Right. Forgot about that. I'll share a room with Hakeem and Fenric.
Very good. I am small. I don't need very big space.
We can provide a bedroll for comfort. You don't have to sleep right on the...
A very dirty
Nicomund's
Nicomund
not
will.
happy with me.
A very dirty Nicomund will turn towards the very clean and proper Derek and just smile.
I'll look at meet Nicomund's eyes, look him down, up, back to the lady, and go, "I'll take my own room."
Well, all right. 2 silver pieces for you, sir. He points to Derek. 2 silver pieces for you. At Nicomund, if you are not sharing.
Nicomund digs through his bag for silver pieces.
But we're getting the
eventually
first night
gets them.
free, right? Yeah, first night free.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
I
what
like
this
this
had?
one.
Okay. I'll give you my 2 silver pieces back. It's very important.
For additional luxuries, of course, it will cost you more, but we have some stew for tonight with a side of pita bread. Just get comfortable.
And
That
ale? You
sounds
have ale?
lovely.
We could scrounge up something. Meat, perhaps?
Mead's good enough.
I'll take water, please, and water for the dog.
All
I'd
right.
like some meat.
She provides all of you with the food and drinks you require. You sort of settle into the table. There's other people around you sort of eating like lentil soups with breads on the side. Seems to be a nice, quiet evening.
I
After
probably make
Nicomund's-
sure I take my dog out a couple of times before bedtime.
Mhm.
So that she doesn't make a mess.
She has never done anything wrong, ever.
She's just happy to be out of her fucking cage.
Yeah. She's like, free space.
Freedom.
So I'm just blanking on what I'm going to say here.
See,
Were we
like
just
Captain
heading
Jack Sparrow.
straight to our rooms, or are we going to like sit in the main room?
I'm sitting.
Okay.
I'm
Yep.
sitting and eating, enjoying
Yeah.
the mead and just having a
Got
nice
my mask on my
relaxing
head.
evening.
Okay. So I'm sitting down. I just kind of like pull out the bag of gold from that third stop we had and set it on the table. It's like, should we divide
Yes, we need to
our
divvy.
earnings from today?
I'll get out
Yes.
the other 2, and then I'll just grab all 3 bags over to me so I can start counting it out, and then I'll divvy up everybody's piece so everybody gets 10 gold. Because there was a total of 50 coins from all 3 deliveries.
Can I try and convince my dog to keep an eye out? Like, place her in a way that she can watch the room?
What will you be using to do that? Is there an ability of your profession?
Animal handling for like the basic of it, but the idea is to place her so she's looking out, and she should naturally make a sound if somebody approaches.
Okay. Go ahead and try and roll me in. It's a little bit difficult since it's her first day on the job.
Yeah. $13, so average.
You see, she manages to sit down for a little bit, and then you keep talking, and then you look back and she's fallen asleep.
No,
Facing
that's
the
perfect.
direction you want her to be.
Hey, that is a plus. That is a plus. She's had a big day. It's been a lot more walking than she's had to do in a long time.
Probably. She got a round little belly and everything. But,
Right?
yes.
Full on treats and
Adorable.
stew. She's happy.
While
All this
we're
talk
doing
of
this,
treats, I gotta give Gimli one now.
he's a good boy. I'll give you guys some treats too. So for those of you who worked your profession, let's see. I think you can get one upgrade since we engaged in a little bit RP. So you guys
Yay.
get to choose what you want.
Oh. Yep, I have
Gotta
to go
look
pull
it
them
up.
up again.
You can take a time. In the meantime, you guys can settle in night, etc., etc.
Maybe we should
Well, Nicomund-
discuss traveling together?
Oh, yeah. Probably a good idea.
Nope, I wasn't trying to put that in chat, but that works.
So then okay. I need to. So then now we're officially in the apprentice stage, and we get to choose one of those.
Yes.
Yep. So you get to choose one of the upgrades. Just browse to the first one that you want. Just let me know, and then we can go through one by one. See what you do.
And we already get the free one, right?
Free
Because I have like
one.
beast taming free.
Then yes, if it comes free with the subclass.
Cool.
All right, Nicomund will pick up necessary tools. So I get proficiency in Tinker's tools and another skill. I'll figure out what skill I want later.
Necessary tools. Okey-dokey. Yours is Tinker, right?
Yep.
Alright.
I'm
drag
gonna
that
take
onto your
obeying commands.
Obeying commands. Perfect.
Going to.
It should all be under your features.
No, I know that. I just want to have it easier for my brain.
As in, I'm adding, like when you pick up obeying commands, I do a little addition onto your features that shows you the things that you earned at the moment. So you have Beast Tamer, you have commands.
Okay, so I have the beast tamer and the obeying command. Okay.
Makes it easy to see.
I'll take City Secrets.
City Secrets. Okay. Just give me a little reminder. Yours is
Smuggler.
profession? Okay. Why don't you tell us what City Secrets does?
So City Secrets, I love the description for it. Game recognizes game. You've learned to spot these invaluable sources of illicit information that would pass completely unnoticed by honest folk. Whenever you enter a new settlement, you can spend 10 gold and spend an hour to learn one of the city secrets from urchin, guards, local workers, and similar people. And that's locations of the black market, patrolling hours of the guards, a corrupt official's name and place, a safe haven for underground people. You can spend another 10 gold and gain other secrets as well. At your DM's discretion, you may gain other secrets that are not mentioned here.
It's a good one.
More work for Fox. More work for Fox.
No, actually, it makes use of the work I've already done. I like
Okay.
it.
I think I'll take the skill set, and so that'll give me proficiency with deception and survival, which I don't have.
One, yours is merchant.
Yes.
Which one is that? Right price, right tools, skill set.
The skill set. It's the second one. It was either that or trusted companion, but I don't have a need for a horse yet.
Okay. The proficiencies won't add automatically, so you can add them yourself if you know how to do it. If not, just them.
I think so.
And for
I got it.
yourself, Hakeem.
I'll take the right tools for the job. So I just need to add 3 tool proficiencies to myself. Right? Because they won't add.
Automatically, yep.
Okay.
Again, if you're not sure how to do it,
Right.
just say the word.
How do I do
I
that?
managed it.
Okay. Foundry tutorials on stream. So you get 3 tools of your choice. Which 3 tools do you want?
I'll take alchemy kit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what all tools there are.
Well, you have
Bunch.
alchemists,
There
brewers, carpenters, cartographers, cobblers, cooks, glass blowers, jewelers, leather workers, masons, painters, potters, smiths, tinkers, weavers, woodcarvers. Tell me what you want story-wise.
I'll take the alchemy,
Mhm.
the brewers, and the cooks. Mostly I just wanted it for the alchemy kit, but the other stuff kind of... Having not had good food most of my life.
So alchemy, gosh darn it. Alchemy, brewers?
Brewers and the cook's tools.
Okay,
Yeah, there.
gotcha.
Nice. Danke.
Nice. Well, welcome. Anybody else? All right. As you settle in, you feel yourself a little bit more learned, a little bit more at ease, more comfortable with your skills. I want to say, as you sort of get calm, you notice other people sort of talking. They're talking about like the table next to you. They mentioned something about a festival going on in sometime soon. And then another table over, they seem to be talking about the cruel tie and about why the city is under such strict laws. And they mentioned a curfew that's happening in the city at the moment, that if anybody's seen out at night, there will be punishments of the sort.
It's a good thing we went back to the inn.
Mhm.
Yep. Well, there's people having conversations left and right, and the day is yours until you wish to go to.
I am telling you right now, I am not going to a festival. That is too many people.
But you can learn so much at a festival.
But
I am
there's-
pretty interested in going to a festival. It's a great chance to make money.
Put my mask down.
So cute.
It's like she's so cute when she wants to kill me.
When is the festival happening? I asked our table.
Well, none of you know.
Apparently they have one. I do not know when it is going to be.
Nicomund will be carving his new item, and he'll just say, "Well, if this place is expensive and everything's charging more because it was just invaded, we're gonna need to make some more money if we're gonna spend money at a festival."
He does make a good
Maybe
point.
we could get
True.
some. Like, I'm good at fighting things.
Maybe they need something exterminated. I do not know. I do not know anything about Samarkand other than it is big. There are many people, and in theory, many chances for making money
Can I go up
without
to?
getting stabbed.
Can I go up to the innkeeper? This festival. Is there a tournament for fighting? Huh?
Yes, I do not know about tournament. Perhaps there might be. It's a celebration for, honestly, the scholarly achievements of one of the scholars at Murph. They're quite famous, and also because the Emir's son, Lemir's had just words. The Emir just had a son, so it is in celebration of that. But perhaps there might be jousts, or at least friendly battles. Perhaps amongst the slavers, at least.
What about feasts?
Feasts? I'm sure
Feasts.
there's food aplenty. Fighting, I mean.
Yeah. Da.
It's a big city. You might be able to find something. I cannot say for sure. Haven't been to Merv in many a summer.
Oh, this is in a
Are
different.
you looking to go there?
This is in a different city. There's a festival.
Yes, it is. It is at Merv,
Merv.
not Samarkand.
How far and how do I get there?
Ooh, how far? Let's see. On the global map.
Or have I been
It
there?
would be-
I don't know in the time that I was dragged around to fight places.
You might have been there in
And
passing.
getting out of the city might be hard too.
We know well.
We just got in!
There is wheel. Bloop.
I mean, he
I
does
don't
have a
think I
point.
want to do that again.
We have a way
Yeah,
out.
Yeah, it's not like it's a one shot then done. And now that we
Well,
know
We are
it's there,
trapped here forever.
I mean, there is a
Right.
big hole in the wall in the upper left section, so the northwest section.
Yes, it's where the occupying army punched through. One might say. I can't see, the map's not loading at the moment, but it will take you a couple days of travel at least further west. It is
Is-
one of the cities along the road.
Is there any work in town currently? I can't do that. That's a lot
Well-
for the accent.
Well, but there's lots of work. I'm sure the army will be hiring muscle if you can fight, I suppose. There are other kinds of work. It just depends what you're looking for.
Let me talk to my
What
friends.
kind of work are you good at?
Let me. I'm good at fighting, but let me talk to friends. I'll go back to the
Enjoy
table.
your meal. Let me know if you need any drink.
Festival is in another town. Merv.
Oh,
Where's Merv?
West. Couple
West.
days. Couple days west. Yeah, there
it's
might
that
be.
way.
Here, let me show you.
He's that way. I just point in a random direction.
It's here.
Yeah, he's next town west. West.
Nope.
That way.
West.
There might be work in
Well-
town,
Okay.
but I am thinking with all the gates closed, not a lot of money flowing. Unless we want
We
to
worked
work
so
for,
hard to get in here.
unless we
Yeah,
want to
I
work
have
for
to
guards.
talk to the ladies. I have to talk to the ladies tomorrow. Morning.
There is
So,
business in town, so we don't want to leave immediately. I think perhaps we see what we can find in town, yes?
Well, I think before we get to that point, we probably should. I assume we are comfortable working together and staying together as companions.
That seems to be the case.
You're really good at
Perhaps
talking, and I'm really not.
Yes, she is very good at stabbing.
I picked that up. Don't worry. But perhaps we can work out how we want to go about this before we try delving into work. Otherwise, it becomes 5 people working for themselves and not working together.
I mean, equal shares.
Equal shares of everything.
Well, I mean, if we're getting paid, we should all have equal shares. And if we get anything good, whoever needs it should get first, woo. And then if multiple people want, we could like flip a coin, or something. That's kind of how we do it with my tribe clan.
I know
I
man
buy a
who makes
pastry.
document.
If I buy a pastry, do I have to give you a piece of it?
No, you bought it with your. I'm talking if we get paid.
Like when we do job to drop off boxes, we get paid the 3 bags, and so we save the bags until just a little bit ago. Then we take together and divvy them up to everybody.
If the group is paid, everyone gets cut fair. If you
Yes.
work for yourself on the side, it's your money.
And what if the payment does not break down evenly?
Well, then any
Then we
excess can
fight.
go in like a pouch that can be used for like general use for everybody.
So
Nicomund will hold up his bag and open it up like, yeah, you can throw it in. It's
No,
fine.
no, not that bag.
I mean, any excess could go on Shirun. She's really good at holding things. And then it's not weighing anybody down.
Provided she doesn't die. I'm just saying it can happen. It can happen.
If
I would be
she
very
were to
careful about-
sustain injuries to the point of death, I will, one, try and not let that happen, but also things can come off the horse.
I would be very
Just
careful
saying.
with your words with around a lady who has very sharp, pokey things and is very good at using them.
All I'm saying is I've traveled much of this world, and very often I have seen horses used for fighting, and the horses die before the riders do.
It's very true.
I'm sure you yourself, and he kind of points at Aaron's like, you've seen horses die before the riders, yes?
Well, yes. However, I'm going to try really hard not to let that happen. But if it does happen, the things come off the horse.
Hey, I'm just saying.
If the horse dies, do we eat it equally?
You're not fucking eating my horse.
What? You've never had horse before?
I have
No.
had horse before. We're not eating my personal horse.
Well, if it's dead, it's. What else are we gonna do with it?
I think I will tell
Leave
you
it
the
for
same
the
thing.
wild
Be very
animals.
Be very careful around the lady with sharp, pokey things and knows how to use them.
I'll just lean over to Nicomund and like quietly whisper, like, wait until her back is turned and then you cut off a flank.
Do I hear that?
I'm not being quiet about it.
It's
It's a stage whisper.
Well, there you go.
Oh yeah, no, I hear it.
Yes, you hear it.
Now I'm thinking I should have gotten that trusted
Nicomund will-
companion trait, not the skill set.
Nicomund will realize. Will say, "I'm not trying to be mean, but if the horse is dead, it's good meat. I know you like your horse, but We're in the middle of the desert. We're probably going to need food.
If we are in a situation where we have no food and no chance of getting any food, and she dies, I will consider it. If we
Equally.
have
Split
food,
it equally.
and we have no, if we have, it's my horse. I own her. Well, I don't own her. She's my companion. If she dies when we have food and we're outside, she will provide for the creatures in the desert.
But we're creatures in the desert. Sorry, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just figuring out how the group works.
Yes, well, she's my companion. So, it is not, you have not been paid with my horse. So it's not up for sharing unless I choose to share my horse.
Okay. I think I understand.
Okay.
Very thorough.
How to bog down a game 101.
Matt, I was trying so hard not to go there. I was trying so hard.
Split loot evenly. Extra goes in loot party. Party loot. Things that aren't needed go in party loot and then are sold and then split evenly.
I just want to get that out in the open right off the bat so we understand what's going on. Not at all because when we started the Everchosen campaign, that was never discussed. Anyways, so once we got that figured out, I actually kind of look over at the innkeeper. It's like, I'll be back in a second. Actually, I have a question. So I walk up to her and just kind of lean against the bar. It's like, I have a question for you. Have you ever heard of an older man by the name of Avicenna? I forget how you pronounced it.
Avicenna. Well, let me see. Let me see if she knows. Sounds similar to Ibn Sina, but that the name doesn't sound like it's from here. It sounds from out of town. Where did you hear it?
I was just passing in the streets. People seemed really concerned, and yeah, it's just something about the name. I've heard many of the different names from the people in this area. It like I said, it didn't sound like it's from here.
Indeed not. The only name I know that is similar is Ibn Sina, and he is a physician. Although
Is he
difficult to find.
on the older side?
Yes. He's well known to be an older physician.
You said he's hard to find?
Oh yes, he wanders where his help is needed most. He's more likely to find you than you are to find him, but you can certainly. Sure. There are ways. Where the poor and sickly are, you will probably find him there eventually.
Should have stayed at the cheaper inn.
Not gonna happen.
Books.
Does he have a
food.
tendency to run afoul of soldiers?
Well, depends on who's asking. He's a good man. Gets into trouble, but he helps. Got a good heart. The people in church tend not to like that.
I understand. Okay. I'm just curious. Like I said, it was an interesting name. People that I overheard talking about him seemed really concerned, so I just wanted to see if you had any information about him. And, yeah. Thank you. I'll walk back to the table.
That reminds me, there was a little child here for you earlier. They left a message. I kept it somewhere. She sort of checks her pockets. You are the tailor, yes? From Venice.
I kind of like look down at my clothes and like, yes.
Just checking. There's no need to be sassy with me.
That is just it is a way of life from where I'm from.
Well, there is a letter that she passes to you, and it is on a scrap of paper, kind of folded. And it says to Venetian Tailor. It's written in very terrible scrawl. It seems like the person that you paid for gold has dropped off a message for you a couple hours later.
That was much faster than I was expecting.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Slay.
Slay.
So I'll take the letter, and I don't have any like. I've only got gold right now. It feels like a bit much to pay for a letter.
You already paid him technically, but
No, but she's working as like the intermediary.
that's true.
I just go like, it's gonna seem like an asshole move. Just be like, take the letter from her, like look down, like kind of run through my hands over my pockets, be like, I would love to pay you for the help you were giving me here, but unfortunately, I'm out of money.
Well then,
Inside
I hope you don't
joke.
plan on staying longer than one night. It is fine. A friend of Aslan is a friend of ours. It is simply a letter.
I appreciate
Although if
it.
you plan to stay another night, you will need money, so I suggest finding.
Oh, I
Above
can
table,
absolutely
I'm
get it.
very glad I didn't kill him.
I'm very good at getting money. It's just it was expensive to get here.
Small change. As you open up the scroll, you see a letter, and it is scrawled. How do I phrase this? Horse not here. Man is. Come by, ask for her.
Okay. So walk back to the table and set the note down in front of Arian. It's like, we have a response. Your horse isn't here, but the man is. And
That
we can
is
go get
fantastic.
some more information if you would like.
I would like that. I also, if he's here, then the ladies that I employed probably have more information, which I'm gonna go see them tomorrow morning. We probably should have as much information about him as we can before we do anything with it. I imagine he's not going to be favorable.
Well, that sounds like something we'll have to save until tomorrow.
Yes. With the curfew, I don't think we're allowed outside anyway. So
Well,
That's a
being
thing.
allowed outside and actually going outside are two very different things.
I'm not stealthy, so I'm going to stay here.
That's what I said. We'll save it for tomorrow.
Yes.
If you want to be stealthy, just don't wear shoes. Bare feet make less noise.
They do until you step on something and then it hurts.
Yes.
Then you go, "Ah!"
Feet get tough.
Well, at any point, if there's nothing else you guys want to do, take your long rest. Turn it for the night.
Did we scare up any work above the table, or
Scare up?
yeah?
How do you mean?
Do we? Sorry, it's a bird hunting phrase. Do we figure out if the innkeeper knew of any work going around town we could do?
The kind that you would expect in a tavern. There's no like major quests out there kind of thing, but there are places where you can go and ask for work. She did mention the army. They're always looking for cheap labor, outside forces. There's always, in a big city, small odd jobs left and right you can always do. And you also know of other sources of maybe if you want more discreet or more profitable but more elite. You also know of a source you could ask. There's the ladies at.
The ones that let you
Perhaps
come
even
in
other-
back.
You can always look for the local thieves guild, see if they have quests, adventuring guilds. I don't know, find stuff.
There might be
Thank
an
you, Al.
adventuring guild. If there's an adventuring guild, that might be a good place because we are a motley crew.
Well, I'll ask the barkeep. Is there an adventuring guild?
Adventuring guild. We have not heard much news of that. There used to be in the city long before the war, but don't know if there's anything much left of it now.
Where was it?
I've just made more for myself. God damn it. It was somewhere in
DMing
the...
101. Don't say it out loud if you don't want to do it.
I know, right? I regret it as soon as I said it. It is somewhere west in the city. Further, closer to the walls. It was among some of the buildings that were more badly damaged.
Okay. I'll head back to the table with this information. And I'll mention to the table, I think we're heading to the ladies anyway. Maybe they might hire us for work.
I'll definitely ask them. They seem
Oh,
to be knowledgeable.
We'll be there. Wouldn't hurt to ask.
Yes. Yes. No men allowed. In there.
You guys can do your long rest, turn in for the night. Start on the next stage.
Yeah.
Next the day. Switch
Yeah, I'm
Nicomund
gonna
will take
spend
off
some more
his leather
time-
armor.
every night.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Here you go.
also. I'm gonna some more time training the dog.
Mhm.
And as a note, my goal is to have her name. The goal is to have her name Ferocious, which is Tekwani. So, that's kind of
Sure.
what I'm gonna be encouraging and training her towards.
And then she becomes the biggest suck you've ever seen.
To me,
But to everybody else, she's vicious.
ferocious. She's going to be Tekwani.
Tech quality. Alright, go ahead and send me the name so I can put it up.
Let me. Do you want it
Frederick,
in
there
like?
was something you wanted.
Oh, fuck off.
Just Discord us. Frederick, there was something you wanted to do?
Oh, I'm.
No, it was just about the profession skill.
Mhm.
I was like thinking about it. I wanted bleh. If I could take trusted companion instead of the skill set. Because thinking about it, I think that would be more helpful since I don't have a magical bag to carry all the crap I may want to buy and sell.
Trusted companion. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have an immediate effect. It would be I could spend 100 gold to get a better like horse or camel.
Alright. And you remove the proficiencies that you gave yourself?
Yeah, I will.
Trusted companion. First, you have to acquire a companion. Alright. As the new day rises, there seems to be an odd sense of tension when you wake up. Noticeably, fewer people when you come down for breakfast. But perhaps it's normal. We've only been here a day or two. You see, there are. When you look outside the window, you notice there are a few more patrols than normal. A couple more foot soldiers walking around. They seem to be talking to interrogating them almost. But the barkeep brings you your breakfast. Slice of bread and some butter, some assortments.
How long have the gates been closed?
How long? I would say it has been 10, 15 days.
Okay. Group, we need to get our story straight on how long we've been in the city, because it needs to have been before the gates closed.
I am not good liar. I will stay quiet.
I don't understand. Why do we need to do that?
Well, if any of the guards ask us, and we say, yeah, we've been here for a day, we're in a lot of trouble. If we say we've been in here for 16 days, then we're not in as much trouble, because then we got here before they closed the gates.
The issue when you're trying to come up with a lie like that is oftentimes it's very easy to see through that. Perfect example. If a guard says, "Where are you coming from and where are you going?" What's your answer?
I'm coming from the inn and I'm going to the ladies' maids.
What if that's not what the guards know it as? What if that's not the actual name?
And
What
I
if you're
don't
on the
know.
wrong street? If you've been here
I'm
for
lost.
16 or more days, wouldn't the assumption be that you already know most of the city? You can answer those questions at the drop of a hat?
Well, not for me, because I'm very nervous and I don't like people, and I'm just going to stay to myself.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes the truth actually works better for you. People like this. Do you remember when? This is such a long time ago. It was what, 2 days? The first attempt to get into the city. I asked the guards what it would cost. Everything has a price. How hard is it to say that we just paid our way in?
How much was the
I mean,
price?
technically not a lie.
It's not. They gave us a price. I believe they said it was 200 gold. How many guards would a city like this have?
I'm going to not talk.
The problem with your version of deception is that it works with most people, but not all. There are always some who hold their ideals more than their pocketbook.
True. Very rarely is that the case when it comes to soldiers. Especially ones that have conquered a city.
Now, is it important to know where we got the money? The 200 gold pieces.
Yeah, I think now we're just getting complicated.
Well, that's easy.
Oh.
I had the money. I don't have money now because I spent it all getting into the city.
So we don't need a backstory of how we each got 200 gold pieces.
We
No.
don't need that. That is too much. Too much information is as bad as too little.
I'm going from this inn to the Tallow Chandlers. That's what I'm doing. Going from this inn to the Tallow Chandler. Going from this inn to the Tallow Chandlers. I'm just gonna keep repeating that to myself.
What's the street
And
name?
then I'm probably gonna go, I'm going from the Tallow Chandlers to this inn.
So, oftentimes the best lie is adjacent to the truth.
Well, currently, the truth is I'm going from this inn to the Tallow Chandlers.
See that the woman who's bartending, she sort of goes, "Are you guys okay?
No.
You seem a little stressed. Would you like some tea?"
Yes, please. I don't do people very well. Or confined spaces. Or cities.
I just kind of like nod towards the front door. It's like we've seen guards outside, seeming like they're stopping people and interrogating them. How often does that happen?
More often after the war, or the invasion at least. But see if something has stirred them up. These couple of days, I know not. We will hear about it in time, I guess.
Anytime they've stopped someone before, do you know what it is they ask?
Oh yeah, the usual. What you're doing here, how they came in, how out, what business they have. Sometimes they take, for example, those who are skilled, they force them into the army. They always need hands. You know how it is.
I am tired of fighting for other people.
So maybe stop talking about your hands. And don't do this.
They do most of the talking for me.
Well,
Maybe
if you
take
wish to
off the
avoid
wrap.
them-
Yeah. Yet.
Well, you don't seem. If you don't approach trouble, it should generally avoid you. Perhaps staying on the quieter side.
What I can do. I'm going from this inn to the.
We are going
To
from
the Tallow Chandlers.
Thank you.
Dogran Kazan Inn to Tallow Chandlers.
How about,
There we
would you
go.
like my son to guide you? Are you
Yes.
going to be okay?
No.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
I buy candle for nice lady at inn.
Oh, that would be much appreciated. I do love a good candle. We use several of them.
Well,
Well then,
Nicomund will motion
is
to
young.
all the empty breakfasts and say, "Shall we go?"
My question before we go: what are we doing while she goes into the area that is men or that is no men allowed?
I buy candle.
How long does it take to buy a candle?
It depends. Do you find best candle right at start you smell and is nice? Or do you smell many candle?
Okay, let's go buy a candle.
All right. You guys make your way down to the Tallow Chandlers at, I would say, give it like, what hour is it? I would say it's about like 10 a.m. in the morning, 10 a.m. in the morning. And you head down towards the Tallow Chandlers. The door is open for you at the front. It looks like to be a sort of bar or retreat sort of area. Inside you see several ladies. Inside sipping tea. The door is in front.
Could somebody hold Shirun, please? She won't fit. Thank you. You might want
I'll-
to use a date.
It's like I'll pointedly
Eat.
look over and look at myself. I think I am a little too small for this task.
Shirun, you want date?
I would give her her little cue of, yes, you can take that, and then she'd very gently.
I think I scratch like the center of her nose where the little spots are usually.
Hmm.
Would she let me?
Yeah, no, I told her to.
Yeah. He's good horse.
I would take Taquani with me when I go in, because
I
she's
know-
still learning.
I know good horse.
You're great. I very much appreciate it, as I like pat you on the shoulder as I go past.
As
And
you
she's
walk
not
in,
being sarcastic or anything. She's like genuinely, yeah, no, you're doing great.
Give me a little history check as you walk in, or just to see whether you're familiar with this type of situation.
Oh.
Nope. Well, you look around, it's an unfamiliar situation, but you see there are other women. They're sort of sitting around. There seems to be quiet music in the background, and they seem to just be talking. There's like several suites and that are sitting around. They're just chatting. They just look up as you come in, sort of give you nods. And from the back, you emerging from behind like beaded curtain, the same woman that you saw once before with the curly brown hair. And she says, "Ah, there you are. Come in. Have a seat."
Thank you.
She leads you to a booth in the corner.
I very much appreciate it. Any word on oh fuck, what's his name?
Ismail. Yes.
Sina Mozafari? Mozafari? This is like, oh fuck me.
The most difficult thing you've ever said.
Don't make a joke, Zach. Don't make a joke.
Mozafari.
Which one are you asking about?
The merchant.
The
Dude.
merchant who
Took my
stole-
horse.
His name is not
Yeah.
Safari.
Oh no, that's not. Never mind. Different one. Fuck. No, Ismail.
I was like, did I get it wrong? No, I didn't.
No, that's me. I was on the wrong bullet point. This one.
Yep.
Ismail al-Khatib.
Ismail al-Khatib. She says, "Yes, indeed. I did hear something. It appears he has not yet left town, though he did make some money recently. He's been celebrating. I never did introduce myself. My name is Daria. Daria Nurperdaz."
Can you write that down?
Yep.
I am Arian Shara.
It's nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you as well. This is my new puppy. I'm still looking. I'm still waiting to find out what her name is. She hasn't told me yet.
I'm sure she will in time. You seem capable. There is something I wish to ask of you. Unless you have other questions about this, what you wish to know.
I would like to know where he is, what he's celebrating, and if there's anything odd that we might be able to exploit.
It seems he recently made a large sale. There have been, illegal caravans heading towards Merv. Some of them. It seems he made a profit on one of those. Must have been rather happy. That is how we heard about it.
Did he make the profit before or after he came into the city?
Certainly after. He came before the gates were closed.
Right.
He's been rather drunk for several days now.
Perhaps he will be loose of tongue with him being drunk.
You wish to know his location?
I would love to know his location.
I can have one of the girls send you to him. The last I heard, he was hanging near the Golden Quarter. Not too far from here, actually. You might even catch him while he is staying hungover.
Okay. Is the Golden Quarter, is that like an inn or is that a location, like a place?
It's like a location. There's a couple things. A bigger inn which is the main area there, but there are businesses around that thrive off of the traffic in the area.
Right.
So the Golden Quarter is the inn, but in that area there are other things.
Okay. Well, hopefully if he drank in excess into the night, then he'll still be asleep this moment.
If you go. But, Aryun, there is something I wish to ask of you. Perhaps.
Of course.
It is also urgent, and we will pay handsomely, but we have a job for you.
I am all ears.
You see, the group that came at you last time, they seem capable of a sort, and we need a certain level of discretion. I have a job to offer. I will pay 100 gold per person.
Per person?
If they go. I have a very important business that I run. Just how I get this information, and one of my workers has gone missing. She is rather important to me. And I would ask that you help me find her.
Okay. Do you have a description of her?
We know where she last left. Her name is Seher, and she was found at one of our hideouts with many bodies, except for hers. The women died. Big loss to us. I must know whether she is alive, dead, and what happened.
Okay. Do you have any clues on who might have taken her? Where she might be that we could infiltrate and extract?
I have certain suspicions. I have another girl that was closer to was overseeing this investigation while I'm smooth over palms with all the dead bodies in the street. But once you're able, you could go to meet her, and she will guide you to the location of the crime. So you can track her down, learn more. Her name is Asu.
How do you spell that?
ASU.
Oh.
You will meet Asu, and she will tell you what you need to know. But I believe you must be going first.
This definitely would be a more pressing matter. I can put Ismail on the back burner. Clearly, my colt is already gone, so he can wait. The gates are closed.
I would appreciate it.
Any other information you need to give us to get this done?
Only that if you can find her alive and bring her back safely, I would very much appreciate her intent. She's
I understand.
of a talent.
I understand. I don't know what the talent is, but I understand the need to have her back.
It is not that kind of talent. She is gifted in matters of hidden things.
I don't understand what you were saying, but that's okay.
Does it matter not? How many adventures or people do you travel with? Could you take with?
There's 5 of us all together, including myself.
500 gold. She is worth it. If you wish to know more, you may ask of Asu.
Okay.
You will find her here, and she gives you like a location marked on.
Sure. If we need to finance like some I don't know how to say this. Like if we need money to be able to get to her, can we have an advance if that should come to pass?
Yes, she is in the city, but if there's other... What sort of payment would you require?
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't know. I've never done this before. Like, I've never done the whole... I've found things, and I've found people, and I'm good at hunting. And my companions are really good at city stuff. Especially that tailor dude. He seems very well versed. I am good at fighting.
She sort of takes your hand and says, all I require you to do is to go to where she was last seen. Perhaps try to track her down, ask Asu. Her frequent haunts, maybe, to visit them and see if you can find her there, or if she is in hiding, or if someone has kidnapped her. Simply that. Locate her and bring her.
Yes. We can do that. We were just talking about finding jobs, so this is great.
Well, your skills are useful.
Awesome. Bye. Then I'm gonna go.
She comes out. She comes out to Nicomund picking up a candle. Cinnamon Dream. No. Puts it down. Nope.
I'm just
When you're smelling the candles, you're supposed to do it from here, not put your nose right against it. You're not supposed to take the wick in the nose.
You're not supposed to light it before you sniff it too. It burns the nostril hairs.
I just look at you doing this and I go, so I've taken a contract.
I'm still rubbing Firune's neck.
Oh, she's like full on leaning into you for the scratches. Yeah, fuck that shit. So I've got a contract. It pays very well, evenly, so we don't have to worry about this whole like, how do we split it up? It's already split up. We need to find Asu at this specific location, and then if we find this other person, and we'll get 500 gold. 100 gold each.
It's not bad.
So we are looking for someone missing?
Yes. But we probably shouldn't talk about it out in the streets. We should probably go to see Asu. And
Okay, so lead on to where is this Asu?
I would give the location and... Bleh.
Well,
Bleh.
I'll cover it for you. We're gonna do simple theater of the mind for now. Reveal.
I demand that we move our tokens through buildings and
Yes.
streets and alleys.
Go for it. Do it. And then I'll
No.
uncover it.
Why?
Do it.
Why would you do this to me?
Because I know it bugs you.
I mean, we just have to move the party token.
As we're walking down the street, I will just look at the party and go, I know my fighting is good. If we find tournament ever, brawling, this sort of thing, bet on me, I will win.
Inside
It's good
training.
idea.
Awesome.
It's good idea. You go fight, I set up the bets, we all make money. Yes.
As you're walking, you walk by a shop that you see catches your eye. It says Hakim's shop. That seems interesting to you.
Ooh.
But you keep going past the madrasa of Kafir Aga that you've been to before, and you come to what looks like a more quieter building. There's sort of, it seems like a poorer district, a little bit more slum-like region, and there is a certain building that you notice has a lot of people standing around, sort of looking in and whispering, and then walking by others that are completely avoiding it, giving it big white. And you notice there is some military presence in sort of their region. There's patrols going more frequently around this area.
Because of the mass murder.
Well, lean into...
Now we know why. Now we know why they're all stirred up.
Well, lean into Derek and just go, I so prolific fighter in my time, they named shop after me.
I might have seen things incorrectly, but it looked like they sold spectacles.
You make a...
Actually, it was the medicine shop, so not far off, actually.
I'm just going to keep leading into the Hakim optical joke. I'm just going to put that out there, so...
I
Not
heard
sponsored.
people, they heal so many people. they make shop name after me. Now you go make spectacle. Use your big words.
So
I poke around.
Do I
you're
see
such a
Asu?
prolific fighter that they heal people because they heard your reputation of how you break people?
No, I break people. They go and get healed. They make a lot of money. They name shop Hakim's shop.
I
As you're
believe
having this
Hakeem.
conversation,
Oh yeah, I
Insight
believe him. I believe him.
is telling the fucking truth. I mean, the spelling looks exactly the same. You've never written that language, but it looks exactly the same as you.
I don't need an
Are
insight
you?
check to know that he's full of shit.
Yeah, no kidding. Coming out of his mouth. Aryan, as you walk up, you see this woman with like a shawl sort of draped over, and she is sort of drinking tea, and she has like a pastry in hand, and she's standing by the side. But you see her eyes are watching everybody, and her eyes meet yours. And then she nods slowly, gestures towards an alleyway. She
Yeah,
sort of
I
matches
will.
the description of what
Yeah,
Jury
I
told you
will.
to look for.
I will turn to the party and go. Discreetly, I believe is the word of the day, and then I walk away.
Well then, don't send Derek. He talked too much.
Nicomund will turn to Fenric and go, I don't know what that means.
It means quietly. Little
Don't-
noise.
Okay.
Do not be seen by other people. And then I will just casually walk down and follow where they went.
Oh boy. What could ever go wrong?
Exactly. It'll be fine.
I will take up the rear. Since we're trying to be
Okay.
sneaky in case we get followed, I'll be keeping an
Give
eye
me a
out.
group stealth check. See if I can cross that over.
As we're going down the alley, I'll just kind of like tap Nicomund on the shoulder and point at like the corner of the alley and say, just stand here and work on your whittling.
All right, Nicomund stands there, takes out his board, and he starts to carve a dog, but it's not gonna have legs. It's gonna have wheels instead of legs.
Oh. Okay. Ouch, buddy. Okay.
Oh no!
Arjuna's serious, and everybody else is clearly not getting the vibe.
I'm
I
going
did say I
to-
was casually walking
I'm going
down.
to use my human inspiration to re-roll that.
Right.
Human inspiration.
Yeah. 2024 human. I get one free inspiration a day.
I know, I'm just judging the name that you gave it. 15.
Heroic.
Okay, not so bad.
Heroic's the word I was looking for, but human came to mind because I get it from being a human.
So Hakeem and Arjun, you kind of get the vibe that this might be slightly serious. The rest of you three kind of just bubble fucking around. Derek is just trying to keep the two of
Corral them.
those two together. Those really obvious one guy with a giant, tiny little guy with a turban and a fancy little mask, and Derek's just sort of playing the go-between. You see Asu kind of raises her eyebrow a little bit in like, oh boy, what did I sign myself up for here? But she sort of waves you over and says, I see you made it. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Now, this is the hideout. I can tell you certain things. We are looking for
Oh,
Are
the
they
drilling.
again?
If it helps, we can't hear the drilling, so you can just
That's
talk.
be muted.
Yeah? Okay. Alright. So the woman you're looking for, her name is Seher. Seher. And she was among several of the people who were residing here. The other 4 women died. I think she might have been taken by whoever did it. We noticed several things inside this ruin, but now the city guard is here. They will not let us in. So I assume you might be able to find a way in somehow?
I mean, Derek is very good at talking his way into places. So that's a possibility. Or is there like a basement we could try to get into, like a cellar? Or a back door? Are the guards inside or are they just milling about?
From what you can see right now, there's like 2 or 3 foot soldiers hanging around outside.
And does the place have windows? And are they open if they exist?
There are several windows, but they seem heavily covered up. Like there's tapestry wall hangings.
Okay.
It doesn't seem very open, but you could try and get one open, maybe.
So the guards are in your secret base.
Yes. Kind of lost
So
the
then-
secret part when 4 people died.
Yeah. So
How'd
there
they know
are
they died?
guards inside.
As far as we know, they might have gone in. We could spend a couple minutes watching, I suppose.
Probably a good idea to see if we can determine if there's people there.
Are there any hidden rooms?
Yes, it is at least several hidden floorboards where we keep secret messages and the sort. Sahara's room was one of them. She might have made her own personal arrangement.
Are there any traps?
Nothing too dangerous. Nothing that would have killed them.
I mean, if we go to find Note, maybe she knew where she was being taken and left something. Would it be trapped?
There's a chance. She was a smart one.
Side note to above the table to the party. Is anybody here proficient with thieves' tools?
I don't think so.
Oh,
A
good.
merchant. I have a guess.
Well, I wish I would have taken that as one of my tool proficiencies. Oh well.
If you want to change later in between sessions.
Okay. I might do that. I might drop the brewer's supplies and anyways.
You want to drop
The
Brewer
bear!
Surprise?
Yep, brewer's kit for
Oops.
thieves tools.
I mean,
But what
No?
about the bear?
Derek
must-
is totally
I mean-
not proficient in thieves' tools.
Oh,
That's what I
okay.
figured. Yeah.
Nose tap?
Uh-huh.
Got it. Okay. Never mind then. I
Yeah.
said
You
above
have
the
thieves'
table.
tools.
I said above the table.
I know. I like to
ahead.
play things close to the chest.
Do you have thieves' tools?
It wouldn't
have-
surprise me.
I have implements that.
He has a
Are you-
concept of a plan.
Yeah.
It's a
I mean,
really
he's
good
got
plan.
Tools, he's got tools, and then he's got tools.
He got one tool I know how
All
to
right,
use.
well
eh?
let's case the joint a little bit. See if we can determine if there's people inside. And if there is, then we're gonna have to get talked into, or we're gonna have to see if we can find a way in.
Let me drag you guys to a map.
Ooh.
I could punch guard, run down street. They no catch me.
You don't
brother.
need to have the guard.
You're not
in the city.
Ezekiel.
Make distraction?
There are other ways to make distraction other than sacrificing yourself.
I am fast.
Yes. But that does not mean that you may be faster than arrows. Or if the guards spread that there was somebody who attacked one of them.
I change clothes.
Do you know how to change face?
Yes. I take some dirt and I rub it on my face.
I don't think that would work, my friend.
Hey, look, he's trying to imitate Nicomund.
Nicomund looks proud.
Okay, as you guys approach, you see what looks like there seems to be a little fancy decorative oasis sort of pond / lake that's been set up here. The house that Asu pointed to is up there in the northeast. A couple of other houses there. And you do see several cars there. Inside.
Are
How
we
do you
on
want to
a
approach this?
Are we on a map or are we not?
I have to activate it, don't I?
Yeah.
Oh my
There we go.
goodness, his name is Oasis.
Shh, that's because there's a little oasis pond there.
Splish splash. I was taking a bath.
Oh my god, please don't reference that.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. See, he's doing it just to piss me off.
Yep. Well, world's your oyster. What do you guys want to do? How do you want to approach?
Wait, so which one was the one we were pointed to? This one?
Yep, the big one with the guards all over the place.
I mean, I want to case it a little bit to see if anybody goes in and out.
Are you doing it from a distance? Give me
Yeah,
perception.
yeah.
Give me.
Yeah, from a distance.
Yes, for the rest of you guys, just standing here. How you helping?
Yeah.
How you prepping?
I'm coming up with an idea, but you said all these windows were shut, correct? Yeah, there had like tapestries and stuff blocking them off.
As far as you can see, yep.
Okay. So, alright.
I'm gonna.
Are there stairs leading into the pool or anything like that?
Stairs leading into the pool. No. These just seem like an ornamental sort of. Here's a bench.
Alright, well, Nicomund's gonna walk around, go to the bench, and he's gonna kind of lean into the pool and start splashing on his face and on his armor and start trying to clean it right there in the pool.
Got it. You
I
go
have
ahead
an
and start taking
idea.
a shower. Yep.
I have idea. I could make distraction. I could make a sound, something to attract the guards to leave the building for a little while. Maybe we can slip in.
As you suggest that, Aryun, you have been watching carefully for a couple of minutes. Estimate there are about 4 guards that seem to be circling this particular area. And at the moment, you don't see any moving in or out of the house. You get the assumption that if there's anyone inside, abstain for a while.
I'm going to tie my dog to my horse and my horse to the
Us-
trees.
Us
And
says
I'm
I
gonna
can
give-
watch over them.
Perfect, thank you. I will, because Shirun has a couple of buttons. So one is that she tells somebody that they're good. Yeah, it's true. And then she has one that is like, eat anything that comes close. Right? So she's gonna indicate that Asu is safe and everybody else is not.
Okay. Didn't know horses had buttons, guys. We learn something new every day.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
a well-trained war horse. You should see some of the buttons that go on war horses, man.
Mhm.
Look up
Awesome.
airs
I
above
want
the
to.
ground. Look up airs above the ground. That is basically what she does.
I have research for me to do later. But
I'm going to circle, like, go down one of the alleys, little, like, couple buildings down. Just kind of, like, circle around the back, see if there's anything that stands out.
circle around the alleys. If you look behind, you notice that there is a ladder, maybe slight at the distance here. You could probably climb up onto the roof of this building, perhaps jump across to the roof the other side if there is. But you also notice what looks like there might be a shed or some sort of other entrance behind. Not uncommon among houses around here.
Does any...
If-
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Does anybody appear to be paying attention to Nicomund bathing in the oasis?
You see this woman sort of, who's kind of guarding, just gives him a sort of like judgmental look. But just sort of ignores it, just keeps doing her work.
And then these two guys, do they look like more in charge types because they're slightly bigger?
Yes. They seem to have like some sort of sash representing a higher ranking on them.
And I assume that my seasoned warrior feat is giving me total, these are all well-trained fighter vibes.
Yeah, boy, of course.
I'll lean in to Shirun and Fenric and just whisper, if a fight happens, it will be a good fight. But I'd prefer not.
Yes, we do not need to fight the guards. Like I said, I can make distraction. I can go to these buildings over here. I'm gonna point to the ones across the way over here.
Maybe talk first?
I can.
Yeah,
I
we
can
should
make
prob-
distraction.
Talk first,
I'm-
before you distract. Just see if they give information.
Once Derek gets back, he might have more information.
We can.
I peek around the corner here. Does it look like the guards paying attention this way, or more towards like the central area that everyone's congregated in?
It is more towards the common area. If you wait for a couple minutes and wait to see if they sort of do a loop around, you can try, but I'd have you roll a stealth check.
Yeah, I want to sneak by.
Go for it.
Well, yeah.
Let's try that again.
Dice like you much better now.
Yeah.
For a second, you sort of are watching and you don't notice like one of the other guards just comes behind, takes a look around casually, sort of like half tired, like done with this shit, and you almost miss the chance, but you catch yourself just in time and by instinct duck back into the shadow and you sort of glance over you and you're fine.
Yeah. Quickly, like, dashes across.
Alright, sort of sneak across. What about the rest of you?
I'm just waiting for Derek to come back.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Gotcha.
while they wait, I'm going to meander my way up here across the common area. And just kind of explore around these buildings real quick. Once it... Okay, so looking around...
You don't see
that
much
doesn't
going
seem to
on.
be very
Just a
much.
couple of
Okay,
boxes in storage.
So...
You see one of the guards kind of notices all of you. Hakim and Aryun make me like a stealth or a deception, because this guy's keeping an eye out and you just seem to be sort of standing there.
I'm watering my horse.
Alright. Give me deception with advantage.
Oh, no. I am also watering her horse?
He's my
Deception,
servant.
straight roll.
You said I could do stealth?
Sure, you can hide behind the tree if you want.
Okay, yeah, I'll hide behind the tree, because I'd rather roll with a +4 than a -1.
Gonna do the whole
Ew.
Scooby-Doo trick.
As you sort of go to step behind, you hear like a little squelch, and you look down, and you stepped in a little puppy doo-doo.
With your
It gives
bare feet!
gives you pause for just a second for enough the guard to see you, and he sort of says, "Wait, what business have you here?" And he sort of gestures at you with his spear. And at that exact moment, Derek, as you approach closer to the building, you sort of hear a guy shouting in the distance, but your focus is on there are strange markings right around the edge of where the exit is, and you smell a hint of burning, but also a hint of roses. And it sort of makes you want to sneeze really badly because those are two really pungent smells that are combined together. And as you sneak a little bit closer, you see the back door is sort of banging in the breeze just a little bit, because it's a little bit broken. And that smell of fire and ash, and also a little bit of that sweet rose petal smell hits you once again. As we're gonna...
No, keep going.
No, I was just gonna say that's all I got for today. That's where we're gonna end. What do you gotta say?
I was just saying, like, that's looking into like the little shed here, and that smells coming like through that door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Guess we'll have to find out what it is next session. I leave you on a mystery cliffhanger, as Hakeem has verbally stepped into the shit once again.
I squeeze it between my toes.
Oh, gross!
Ew! That's so gross.
That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you had a good time. Thank you, people,
Yes.
for watching us.
Hey.
And
Make sure
enjoy our
to
next session.
make sure to tune in Wednesday for Rise of the Ever Chosen, where nothing bad is going to happen. Everything's going to go off without a hitch.
Ah,
We're going to continue our journeys in Al-Haik. No. Kofur.
You're in Kofor right now.
Kofur.
Over.
We're going to make the journey to Al-Haik without any interruptions or delay.
We.
as I teleport a guy away from some guards. Where did he go? Sploosh.
Yeah.
I'm going to teleport
We
you into
should-
the ocean, and you're on
But-
your own from there.
Before we leave, we should try and raid again, because I think we're close to a month.
I think today was our 1 month anniversary.
Yeah,
is
so
it?
maybe...
Was it? Oh my god! I
I
completely
told
forgot.
you this.
Yeah.
I know, it slipped my mind, dude.
Oh
I'm
my
so-
goodness.
Yeah, so we're
Okay.
gonna try, try 2 and see how it goes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us.
And if it succeeds, then woo! And if not, then we will...
Try again later.
Tell you what,
Try
as a
next
1 month
time.
anniversary, if you guys survive this fight, I'll let you level up.
Woo! Yay!
If we survive it.
If we survive the fight.
Don't worry about it. Just think about it.
Wait, what? Let,
Okay, well, you guys go on that raid. I have to run and try and get Ariel signed up for some kind of lessons things before midnight when the price goes up. So I will
Alright.
see you guys later.
Have fun.
we are going to
Bye-bye.
try to raid Dad Gaming Online. They're playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Ooh, yeah, keep it.
But,
Let's hope it works.
Oh my god, it's gonna
Oh?
happen.
Oh, it's working! What's
The
our,
raid
What's our
the-
word?
the raid phrase is
pineapple?
I cast Fireball.
Shimmering Lance.
Shimmering
I still
Lance.
like
Everybody
pineapple.
say Shimmering, Lance.
Sure.
All right.
So what? We come in and we all just say, "Hey, Shimmering Lance." Like I've never done this before.
Something along those lines. Say something about a Shimmering Lance. Anyways, thank you everybody. Tune in Wednesday. We're gonna
Thank
go
you.
now. Bye.
In however long this takes to. Whoop.
Yeah, and you like flash